How do I prove to the September 11th Victim Compensation Fund that I was present at one of the 9/11 crash sites in the given time frame? Proving that you were present at one of the 9/11 crash sites in the New York City exposure zone or in any area related to or along the routes of debris removal is a key requirement to be eligible for compensation. You must provide documents to show the VCF where you were, when you were there, and why you were there. When determining which documents to submit to prove your presence, consider the end result the VCF is trying to achieve. Independent, third-party documentation that verifies where you were, the specific address or location, when you were there, the specific dates or time frames, and why you were there, activities you were doing. Two types of documentation, third-party verification and contemporaneous documents, are particularly helpful in establishing presence. Third-party verification of presence that is mailed directly to the VCF from the employer or other third party with specific dates and locations is often sufficient to verify presence. If your office or work or volunteer location was located in the New York City exposure zone, or you were present at a 9/11 site because your job required you to be there, you should provide your employer or volunteer organization with a third-party verification form, which is available on the VCF's website, and instruct them to send the completed form directly to the VCF. If the form submitted does not provide sufficient detail regarding your presence or about the source of the information contained on the form, the VCF will contact the employer or organization in an attempt to obtain additional details. If the VCF is unable to confirm presence by speaking with the employer or organization, and other presence documents, if any, are insufficient, then the VCF will contact you to request additional proof of presence. The second form of proof of presence is contemporaneous documents, documents that were created in real time during the September 11, 2001 through May 30, 2002 period that are kept in the ordinary course of business. These documents are extremely helpful to establish presence. Examples of contemporaneous documents based on employment include those listed on the screen. Examples of contemporaneous documents that may be helpful in proving presence based on residence include those listed on the screen. Note that this is not a comprehensive list of acceptable documentation. If you have filed your claim and you have a document that you believe can be used to support your claim or your presence at a 9/11 site and it is not on the list, you should submit the document to the VCF to be reviewed. At least two sufficient documents, whether from this list or otherwise, are required. The VCF recognizes that contemporaneous documents may no longer exist or may be difficult to obtain. If you have tried everything and cannot get contemporaneous documentation or a third-party verification form, or if you only have one document and need additional proof of your presence, you can ask someone who saw you in the New York City exposure zone to act as a witness on your behalf. Your witness can provide a statement in support of your claim by completing the VCF Witness Presence Statement. Absent other documentation, you must have a minimum of 2 people provide witness presence statements on your behalf. At least one must be from an individual who is not related to you. Witness presence statements are also useful evidence to support other presence documentation you submit. The VCF Witness Presence Statement and additional resources to help you identify documents that you may submit to prove your presence are available on the VCF website. Remember that you do not need to submit your presence documentation until you file your claim. But once you have an online account and have registered with the VCF, you have the option to upload presence documentation to your claim to store it for future use. The VCF will not review the documents until you file your claim, and at that time, the VCF will contact you if anything more is needed.